What is up, y'all? Welcome back. We are doing a face swatching video today. This is actually long overdue. After I did my face swatching video of all of my beige blushes, I was immediately hit up to do a face swatching video of my beige lipsticks. I have kind of been in search of, like we all are, right? We're all in pursuit of the perfect like nude lip for our skin tone or whatever for so long. I did not realize how many I had accumulated. And I collected not just like for this video, not just the ones that are like nude for me, but also like browns across the board that could be nude for other people as well. So we are going to do something, you know, quite self-explanatory. If you're unfamiliar with my face swatching videos, I'm going to swatch an entire bag of lip products on my face that all, in my mind, qualify as like beige or brown. I'm going to explain the nuanced differences between the colors, as well as my opinion on the formulas and whether or not I recommend them. That's it. That's how the face swatching videos work. Let's go ahead and jump in. I guess we'll start at the top here. I do kind of want to group by brand as well as I can. So I have two here that I'll kick it off with that I'm actually not even sure that these like count. So that's a really good place to start, right? I don't know. That is also something that happens with the face swatching videos, is like I just cleaned a bunch of swatches off the back of my hand because I was testing to see if they counted as shades that would fall into this category. I kind of just err on the side of yes, and then sometimes when I put them on my face we find out no. So here's the first one. We have Espresso Lips. This is one of my favorite lipsticks really across the board of anything. This is from La Perla and it smells like vanilla and it's so beautiful. It's actually on me kind of a desaturated peach, which is interesting, but it counts as like a beige nude on me. If you are wondering, I do have neutral undertones that lean a touch golden, and so when things are a little bit more golden in undertone, they tend to kind of go with my skin a little bit better. But sometimes I will counterbalance that and go with something that is a little bit more mauve, like a little touch more blue in it, a little bit more purple, a little bit more cool toned, and maybe a little bit more desaturated, and it's going to counterbalance like the natural tone of my lips, and it'll kind of pull nude. It's sort of whether I want to focus on like a coral cheek or whether I want to go for like a cool tone cheek. Hello, welcome to the Art Math universe. That's Espresso Lips, and it is in the Satin Lip Balm formula, and it's definitely pigmented enough to call it a lipstick, but it's also satin, it's not matte, so it's just a really, really beautiful formula, and it smells like vanilla, which I'm obsessed with. There are so many of these luxury lip formulas that have really strong smells, and it's not totally my thing. I would always prefer a vanilla scent. That's just my personal opinion. And so here we have the other one that I have. This is the Matte Silk Lipstick. This is still not the most matte formula in the world. It's a very creamy, comfortable formula in my opinion, and this is in the shade Cinnamon Red. Also a misnomer, because that is not cinnamon red. It's actually quite pinky beige, and you can see the difference between the formulas, as well as this one being a little bit more yellow and this one being a little bit more pink, but they are both absolutely beautiful. I do prefer Espresso Lips though, on me. By the way, I was decorating my Christmas tree until I have glitter on my lip and I can't get it off, and it's just going to be a feature. Okay, let's focus on YSL for a minute because I have quite a few YSL lip products that I have accumulated. So the first one here is the Rouge Pure Couture The Bold in a shade 13. I'm not sure what the actual name of the shade is, but this one is going to fall into that kind of mauve category, mauvey beige, that if you are cool undertone is going to look quite at home on you, and if you are a little bit warmer undertoned like me, it could kind of balance out the warmth in your undertone, and also it will be something that you can lean towards if you're wanting to like do the rest of your face more in cool tones as well, but it's like a more of a cool nude. It's so beautiful. It is the more pigmented version of the Rouge Pure Couture, which I do have the regular version of as well. So this one comes with the black cap and the gold bottom, the other one is reversed. So let me see if I can find that one real quick. Here we have it. This is N1 Beige Trench in the Rouge Pure Couture lipstick. This is just the more cream formula, right? So you'll see Beige Trench. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. It's easier for me to wear, and I personally prefer a cream over a matte, even though I feel like a lot of the matte formulas are still really comfortable. I feel like the whole industry has really moved away from like an uber drying matte. You know, people want comfort on their lips, but I still prefer this one because it's less pigmented and because it is less matte on the actual finish, it means that it kind of comes off lighter. You know, matte things tend to absorb light, and so they're going to look a little bit darker, and I am so low contrast in terms of my complexion that I prefer the cream formula, but I did want to try both. Now, talking about YSL, I guess finishing out the category here, I have two of the Candy Glazes. They are one of my favorite formulas on the market, and I have 15 and 14 here. I also have like 3 of the clear. One of these is called like Showcasing Nude, and the other one is called like something brown. So I think this is Showcasing Nude, and this is number 15. I think. And you can see that one's going to be a little bit more mauve. This is a very glossy formula, but it does have quite a bit of pigment, and it's literally called a gloss in stick kind of, you know, formula. But they do have quite a bit of pigment, and this is just such a beautiful kind of like medium, neutral, rosy brown. Now, if you want a real true brown, go with number 14. This is the one that I bought for Tom, and they are quickly working their way through it. But the sheerness really lends itself to being able to have a translucent appearance on your lips that you can kind of control. You can get a lot more pigment out of it if you want to, but if you're fair like me, you can kind of like sheer it out and get a pretty like wearable, not super statement lip. It looks really high contrast, but it is glossy and it is translucent, and they're super comfortable, super nourishing. I can't say enough about the YSL Candy Glaze formula. Y'all know I love it so much. I love it so much. That's why I bought myself 2 shades. Ooh, okay, let's take a slight pivot in terms of pricing. So we're going to talk about Sephora collection now. I have 3 from the Sephora collection. I have 2 of the lacquer lips, and then I have 1 of their little cardboard guys, the Lip Stories. I'm gonna start with tan lines in the Lip Stories because this one does not work for me, but that's why we do this, is to show you just because it doesn't work for me might be all the reasons that it works for you. So this is a really courageously desaturated nude, but it is quite green on me. Like when I put this on my lips, it looks like khaki. You know what I mean? Like I'm wearing khaki pants or something. It is a khaki color, and khaki tends to have kind of green olive undertones to it. It's like kind of the color of my hair, but I promise you when I put it on, it doesn't work. I could probably construct an entire makeup look around it with like a lip liner and everything and make it work, but on its own, it is not an effortless color for me to wear. But you can see as these kind of are a little bit more effortless for me to wear, this could be like that perfect kind of more extreme, you know, desaturated nude that could be exactly what you were looking for. So it's so important to see it in context with everything else. So then we have the shade Oh Dear Lord in Heaven 2334C in the Sephora Rouge lacquer. And this one is, I don't know, one of these, this one is called Be Proud, and I'm not sure what this one's called. I just got it and I don't know what it is, but I'll put it on the screen. They don't put the name of the shade on there. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at that color. Oh my gosh. And it is actually almost, when it gets on, a little bit too peachy for me. So it's like, you know, by contrast, wow, that looks like it's gonna look great on me or whatever, but like, it still has just a little bit too much yellow in it sometimes for me. It depends on the makeup look, but this is an utterly beautiful formula, okay? It really is the closest thing to the Candy Glazes that I have found, especially at this price point. I think that they're lovely. And what I have said in the past, and I'll say it again, about the advantage of the Sephora collection is they don't have anything to ding. They don't have anything to prove to stay on the shelves. They don't have to put out safe colors to stay on the shelves at Sephora because they are the business daddy. And so they really go the extra mile and kind of put out more adventurous, a little bit esoteric, you know, a little bit more nuanced, weird colors of all of their formulas. And I think that that's something that's worth exploring because they're inexpensive and the formulas are good. And even I had to eat my words on that. I had always kind of misjudged it because the displays are so gross at my local Sephora, but the formulas are definitely worth looking into because the colors are fantastic too. So the other one I have here, I think that this one is called Be Proud, and this is the first one that I got, and it is a just surprisingly beautiful brown. It's so pretty. Ooh wee. Yeah, it's got some red to it, which is nice. So it almost reads kind of red on me, which is funny because I can't really wear red lips per se. An orange maybe, something that kind of leans a little bit brown rusty like this, but you get this on my lips and it actually kind of reads as a red. That is some color theory. That is some color theory weirdness. It's like a phenomenon to watch, but that's why I really like it. It's like very easy for me to wear and it does give that same kind of like, you know, bold lip effect, but I have such low contrast features against like my hair and everything like that, that it has to be so desaturated. It's like someone completely desaturated a red. All right, let's do these Makeup by Mario ones, because these are ones that I've never actually applied all of on camera before, because they sent me a handful of them, but they sent me such a random smattering of them. I have Barely Pink, Blush Glow, Mocha Glow, and Mauve Glow. So the Barely Pink is in the Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Color, which really got panned by the critics. On the internet. It seems to be a, ooh, that's a pretty color though. It seems to be a lip formula that just kind of can't keep itself together. Like it's like the emulsifiers don't work. It kind of gathers in everyone's lips and is pretty unflattering. It's almost like it can't bear the weight of all of the pigment that's in it. I'm moving around a lot because I'm trying to make sure that the light isn't reflecting off the more glossy formulas. I'm trying to give you all some views, but you can see it's got some pink to it. It's got a little bit of orange to it. It's like a little bit peachy when you blend it out, but when it's built up, it looks a little bit more brown, but it's not really worth recommending regardless of the color, because from my experience, it just really did so poorly in reviews. Now, these are really good. These are really, really beautiful, and I think that that's why he intelligently expanded this shade range. Never used this before in my life. This is Mocha Glow. But the Mauve Glow I bought myself and I love. So like that's a really pretty color. Reminds me a little bit of, and we're going to get to it, but the Cherry Pick Lip Color Butters from About Face. This kind of looks like the cranberries, so we will see. But it's like a deeper for sure, but still desaturated red in terms of like where the brown is leaning. But it's also got some blue in it, which is kind of nice. Like it's gonna be something that if you wear it as a statement lip, it's gonna be kind to your teeth, you know? We all love that. All right, then we have Blush Glow, which I have used before, but I'm not sure that I even know the difference between this one and the Mauve Glow, so let's see. It's gonna be pinker, because it's blushy, but it's still quite peachy, nudie, you know, medium. Like it's not really going one way or the other in terms of brown or beige. It's still got quite a bit of peachy pink to it, because it's Blush Glow. And then we have Mauve Glow, which is going to go, again, in like a cool direction. And this is the one that I bought myself, and you can see why. It's just like right there on me, especially as we're talking about color theory, right? When I use a cool toned translucent lip product, that's when it actually can blend with, I guess I should say, like overlays on top of my undertones like it just did. And that's when it's going to pull a more natural looking neutral on me. I mean, on my lips are a little bit more blue, but regardless, like that's the difference in color theory. A lot of times people think that like, you know, oh, a contrasting color or whatever is going to like accentuate, or is it going to combine with? It's like, okay, the contrast is visible when it's against something. It's going to obscure it or blend with it or counteract it when it's on top of it, when it's overlaid on top of it. It's like purple plus yellow, you're gonna get a beige, but purple next to yellow, you're gonna get pop, essentially. Does that make sense? So you're seeing it on my forehead and you're like, wow, you should probably wear that as like a bronzer or a blush color, but on my lips, it's gonna pull cooler. Does that make sense? And makeup color theory is different from like art color theory in a lot of ways, because when we talk about neutral, neutral is right between orange and yellow on the color wheel, and then it's all been kind of like put through the filter of human skin tones in most cases. Like a lot of times when you look at these newer like foundation ranges and stuff like that, you get into the really fair shades and they're not human skin tones. They're kind of these like ice cream colors. And that's because they've taken it too literally and they really are just almost like paint. They don't look like skin tones. The reason that that doesn't work is because anything that's on kind of the color wheel of skin is gonna be combined with the nuances of like what skin tones look like. It's just the way, you know, human skin looks. There's going to be like blood vessels underneath the skin and things like that. You're going to naturally always have richness to any color that's going to pull a little bit yellow orange. That's sort of the base. It's like if there was a base to the paint, it's always going to be a little bit yellow orange, and then you kind of work in one direction or the other, but that's neutral in terms of skin tones, which is weird. Okay, so we have a bit of an undertaking here. I have all 4 of the Naturium Phyto Glow Lip Balms in the sort of like neutral shades that they put out. So we start with Chai here. We're just gonna like, you know, get this out of the way, because these aren't also like extremely pigmented. So that's Chai. Chai is going to have a little bit more yellow to it. It's very pretty. It is my, I think, favorite one to wear. Maybe Latte is. I don't know. They're all really lovely, but I will say if like you pinned me down and said, okay, pick one between the Rhode formula and the Naturium, I would go for the Rhode just because it's easier to put on. It's like really thin, but like that's such a dumb reason to pick something. I'm not gonna say that that's like a hill I would die on, you know? Oh, but these are a little frustrating to get out of the tube. They're just thick. So here's Latte. Yeah, Chai is the one that I like because look how pink Latte is. That's not really my thing. I put that on and it actually alters a makeup look. So then we also have Mocha, the deep brown here. And is it really that deep? It's not even really that deep. Regardless, it's not super milky, so it's not gonna gather in gross ways. And they're really nourishing and lovely. And once they get sheared out, like the pigment it's substantial, but it's not a deal breaker kind of thing. So here we also have Spice. Ooh, wait, I like Spice. Why have I never worn Spice? Dang, okay. Ooh, see what I mean though? It's kind of hard to get them to build sometimes. Like I put so much on Spice. She looks nice. She looks nice. So those are all of them. That was Chai, Latte, Mocha, and Spice. Let's go ahead and take care of Lisa Eldridge real quick because I just have two from Lisa Eldridge, I believe. So I have Velvet Fawn and I have Affair. Velvet Fawn is a color I feel like I had to kind of grow into, but it's a beautiful kind of mauve leaning nude. And Lisa, when I got to meet Lisa Eldridge recently, she told us the story of how many failed iterations it took for a factory to be able to make this lipstick, and she checks them all by hand. That is why they come out so slowly. This is such a delicate process to get this like velveteen thing on the outside. Like a lot of them mess up and she has to like literally quality check each one. So she's very passionate about her art and the quality of her products. So then we also have Affair here, and this one I think, yeah, it's going to be even more of the pinky nude. So this is her liquid lipstick that stays not movable, but it doesn't freeze down all the way. But you can see as it is matte, mattes always are going to look a little bit more extreme in terms of their saturation because a matte texture absorbs light. So the pigments in there are not reflective and neither is the formula itself. And so it's just absorbing that light. So regardless, it's going to show just a much more saturated, high contrast version of that color, which is fine, but it's gonna be a bold lip no matter what color you choose. Okay, so something that's gonna get a lot of this bag emptied out really quickly, and I hope that y'all appreciate the ASMR of just the clink, clink, clink of me, you know, fishing through here because it's definitely part of the sound that's gonna pick up on the mic. But I pulled almost all of the Rare Beauty lipsticks. So these are her, I think called Kind Words lipsticks, and they're a little bit of a matte. They're like a cream matte. They're beautiful, and almost all of them are technically nudes. Some of them go a little too pink or a little bit too like burgundy for me to consider them a nude, so that's why I didn't pull all of them, but they are worth swatching because they are really, really beautiful, and I think she did a fantastic job with them. So we'll start with Wise. We'll go like across here. Wise, look at that. Oh. And you can see it is a cream matte. It's so pretty. These are lipsticks though. That's why you don't see them that often on me. I know it's like duh khaki, but they are a choice. Like you put them on and it is a choice that you made on the color. They come in such nuanced shades though that I feel like anybody could find something that looked good on them. It's just a matter of whether it's like an everyday kind of thing because like I said, you know, anything that's got a matte texture to it, it's going to be a little bit more like of a bold lip, regardless of what the color is. So then we also have Creative. This one's going to be a little bit more yellow and a little bit more pink, you know, but it's very, very beautiful. Not my color specifically, just not my thing. It's a little bit peachy. Then we have Fun. Fun has a really nice amount of neutrality to it. Again, it would almost read as like a desaturated red on me. Then we have Worthy. I think Worthy is like my shade, if memory serves. Yeah, ooh! It's just the right amount of everything for me. And it just kind of disappears, you know, like the undertones don't clash. It's got enough mauve to it. It's got enough brown to it. It's desaturated enough that it just kind of matches my natural lip color in a nice way. Yeah, that's Worthy. Worthy's like right there in the sweet spot. Also, these have kind of like a sweet, floral, fruity smell. It's not quite my favorite, but it also doesn't offend me as much as some of the other ones. Then we have Talented. Talented is quite beige, so we'll go right here with Talented. But you can see it's going to be a little bit more orange, just a little bit more orange. And like, as y'all saw in my last video, I have to work a little harder on my makeup look to kind of sculpt it around something that wants to lean a little bit orange like that, but it's not impossible for me to wear. But you might be looking at all these shades and being like, gosh, I wish you would pull something that has a little bit more orange in it. There you go. And then just for good measure, I don't think that this technically counts, but this is Humble, and I went ahead and pulled it, and it's quite pink. There. Yeah, it's like a mauve almost, like a true mauve. And it's very pretty, it just doesn't really fall into this category. All right, I have a couple from NARS. I have Nympho. They really just always make me say the funniest stuff. Oh my God, no, the print is too small. It's some kind of, you know, glow lip gloss or whatever. You know, I'll put it on the screen, but the shade Nympho is ridiculous. It's so beautifully desaturated, translucent brown. It's like a perfect kind of like pure neutral taupe. It'll kind of like shock you how neutral it is. It'll make other things in your collection look like pink. You're like, whoa, that's neutral. And then I think that this might be too peach to technically count, but I'm gonna use it anyway. This is Breathless. And Breathless this is in their like little glow lipstick, but yeah, it's basically like a light translucent apricot. I love this. I'm not a huge fan of this formula. I like this formula, although it is just a lip gloss. I feel like NARS really will make a formula that is just that formula. It's not trying to be plumping. It's not trying to be like super glossy or anything like that. It just is what it is. And I feel like that's kind of the way this lipstick is too. See, does it have a smell? No. Like they're very straightforward. I think that sometimes these like luxury brands can be kind of sneaky in the sense that you don't expect this not to have a scent, and it doesn't. I don't think it has a scent. No. And I don't think that the lip gloss does either. Yeah, no, there's no scent. Interesting. Like, that's kind of cool. It's kind of like how the Tom Ford, which they're getting rid of it, but the Traceless Foundation stick is like silicone free. You're like, really? Like, that doesn't matter to everybody, but it's just very interesting. I did pull Fawn. Okay, so I have Fawn here in the Velveteen. Where did I put Lisa's shades? Over here. So here we have Velvet Fawn, not Velvet Fawn, Velveteen Fawn, right? Against Velveteen Affair. But yeah, Fawn is just a really, really beautiful color. It's like that perfect mauvey neutral. I'm gonna grab some Bobbi Brown stuff here. Again, I'm just trying to sort of stick to the brands that I have more than one of, and then we'll go into the singles, right? Bobbi Brown, the brand, was kind enough to send me their entire collection of the Luxe Matte lipsticks. So the first one is Sunset Rose. Mauvey. And this is, again, it's a, you know, the Luxe Matte lipstick. They're really beautiful. I love the Bobbi Brown formulas. I think that they just always make really reliable makeup. It smells like Beauty Counter. Kind of rosy, minty. It really smells like Beauty Counter. And the other one that I pulled here is Neutral Rose, which is probably going to give Neutral Rose too pink. Yeah, too pink to really be in this category, but very, very pretty nonetheless. I can vouch for this formula. I think it's really beautiful, but I think the crushed lip is even better. It's just more comfortable. You know, I have a story. I wore Lancome Nuit et Jour to my wedding with my khaki lip liner. Like that was my wedding look. And they've discontinued all of those Lancome lipsticks, and that just makes me, not discontinued, but they had to reformulate them and changed all the shades. And so I really miss that formula. This is probably the closest to that formula. It's still not quite as slippy, but one of my viewers, oh, it's so pretty. One of my viewers, this is Buff, a lovely woman named Paige. Ooh, that's so pretty. She messaged me and was asking me to, because she had messaged me in the past and I love helping her out. She asked me to help her choose her wedding lipstick. This was a while back and we ended up going with this. And she was so happy with it. It is truly such a good wedding lipstick, because if I could have, I would have recommended Nuit et Jour, you know? But she's gone. Two Givenchy things here. That's all I really have. And they are like in a nude colorway, but I have a lot that they sent me, but this is the Le Rouge Sheer Velvet, and this is in the shade 10. And it is just off the charts. It's like if you took that crushed lip color and just made it matte instead. What it reminds me of actually is the formula on, you know, Hindash's lipsticks. That really lovely kind of like translucent matte formula that's really comfortable to wear. I like this very much, and you can tell that the color likes me very much. Just this really lovely medium neutral with a little bit of pink to it. And the smell is a smell! It really is. Like, that's yikes. Woo! That's one that goes a little too hard. Just a little too hard on the flowery stuff. Like, it really wants to give me a headache, but it's such a lovely color. And it kind of dissipates. I don't know, just like right when you put it on, it's like, yikes, but that's kind of how they all are. And then we have, this one, I bought this a while ago. This is the La Rose Perfecto Liquid Balm in 17. And this is a weird formula. It kind of feels like you have to warm it up to get it to go on your lips. It's kind of thick. So it's got this presence to it that's really nice, and it actually sticks around, but it's a little bit unpleasant to put it on. One of my favorite nudes in all the world, and it was probably the first time that I recognized that I could wear something that was desaturated in mauve and it would pull nude on me, but this is disgusting. I would not put this on my mouth. This is the Hourglass because I've had this for so long. This is the Unreal lip gloss in Provoke. I don't even know if they still make this, but it's one of the best nudes of all time on me. It's just the sexiest freaking lip color, but like, would I put that on my mouth? No, it is way expired. Expired. I keep it around for swatching purposes. It's so perfect. Do they still make this? I need another one. Let's go for another Hourglass because we're on Hourglass now. I just like absent-mindedly punched a dispenser pen and God knows what I did. Why did I do that? Anyway, I have here the Hourglass. Y'all know I love this formula. I really like the Hourglass lip formulas. This is the Phantom Balmy Gloss, and this is in the shade Trace. Oh my word, what a pretty color. Yes, yes, yes. So this is in that so creamy, it's almost not viscous enough to be in this delivery system kind of formula, and it's so beautiful. I know I'm not swatching them next to each other, but they really don't have anything to do with each other. I'm just, you know, gonna work my way this way. But it's really gorgeous. It is minty. It's going to plump a little bit and it has quite a bit of pigment to it. They're just really easy to wear. They're so comfortable and nourishing. And I personally love a mint plump. And that's what Hourglass does in a lot of their lip products. So then I have, and I will say, like, these are the ones that I'm a little bit more disappointed by. I thought I had two. I guess I only have one that really fell into the category. So this is the Unlocked lipstick. And the thing that I didn't love about these is just that when they were online and you looked at the swatches of these lipsticks, you were like, oh my gosh, they're so nuanced. They're gonna be so pretty. They're gonna be so different. They're gonna be exactly what I want. They're really just not. They're kind of on the nose, you know? I think it's also because there's a little bit too much like matte-ness to it. See? And so it's gonna like pull a little bit more saturated regardless of the color. It's just not the right texture for me. But I just was a little disappointed because it looks online and it looks in the bullet like it's going to be this really beige nude, and it's quite pink. It's just quite mauvey pink on the skin. Let's do Gucci! I have two Gucci lip products. Gucci makes some of the most beautiful colors in lip products that I've ever seen, and then they will just absolutely smoke you on the fragrance. I don't get it. First we have Lorna Doone. Oh my God, this color. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I love it so much. It's almost my freaking skin tone. It's so good. Yes, that is a heavy swatch of a lipstick. I just did, okay? Like, that's what it looks like. It's wild. And that is why I put up with their fragrance, is because their colors are so good. It makes me so mad. Stop putting fragrance in it. I mean, you can even put the fragrance, it's just not so much of it. It's so much. I just feel like I taste it, so it like keeps me from wearing it, but like, look at that color. It's so good. It's like so native to my skin, it pretty much disappears. It's insane. And so then we have my new one, which is Lynette Stone, and this is in their Rouge Debutante Brilliant lip, and it is quite glossy balmy, and it's a little bit different of a color family. You know, it's got a little more presence to it, a little bit more like browny pink. It's got more saturation to it than Lorna Doone, but Lorna Doone is like all the way at the end of the spectrum. It's like, dang, dang, is it even there kind of thing. But yeah, Lynette Stone is so pretty, and this is a really, really easy to wear formula if you don't mind fragrance. It smells like baby wipes, like old school baby wipes to me. Like when you get the jelly beans that have like the secret flavors that are like a prank or whatever, and the baby wipes flavor. Like, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be luxury, but it smells like old baby wipes to me. But I love the color. All right, let's go through some Make Beauty. Oh no. I was like, why does it feel like it kind of hurts a little bit? It doesn't hurt, it's cold, because the minty formulas on my cheeks are just going, I'm gonna plump this one little spot. And I'm like, stop! I like it on my lips, I don't want it on my face. Oh, joke's on me. Okay, so I have three here of the, ooh, I don't remember what these are called. Make Beauty. They made these really beautiful lipsticks. Supreme? Cream Supreme. The flash drive memory just needed a second to load. So I have here Simulation, which is quite red-brown. But my God, on the right lip, that is a nude. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is a beautiful brownie nude, and this is a great formula. They're so pigmented. Like, I can spread that out and the pigment really stays. And that's what you want in these colors. Not all of the colors. Some of them are kind of basic, and a few of them. And it's like, doesn't matter whether you would want it to be in a really like saturated formula or not, but they also have some shades in this formula that are like purple, black, you know, and it's like, you want those to be a really strong formula. You want them to like have a lot of presence. I mean, black glosses are cool and everything, but like if you're gonna wear a lip that is like straight up royal blue, you want it to be there. You want it to have the presence to show up royal blue and not like a half-assed royal blue, like ugh. So the next one I have here is Atmospheric. For me, Atmospheric is that perfect kind of nudie brown. Ooh, it's got a little bit of pink to it. It's just right. And again, this is going to be one of the most pigmented ones that we swatched today. They're just, the reason that they're so tiny, like they're just so precise and lovely, and you really hardly need any of them. There's not that much in the package, you know, this is a replaceable package, and so you just buy the little bullet to replace it, but I swear you hardly need any. So here is the other one. I have Catalyst. Oh boy, look at that. That is just a gorgeous, like deeper orangey brown. It makes this one almost look magenta, you know? Oh, I'm looking so cute. Ooh, I didn't realize. I have one more Rare Beauty thing, but it's not the Rare Beauty lipstick. It is her Soufflé in Elevate. And this is a funny, funny formula. It's like a liquid lip balm, but it's pigmented and it's kind of matte. So it has this like silicone-y, like weightlessness to it. I don't find them to be that compelling because they still are matte, and so you're still ending up with quite a bit of like contrast. It's not an easy to wear kind of thing. It's easy to wear in the sense that it's quite lightweight and it makes it comfortable to wear, and it's a comfortable way to wear color, but still I just don't totally love a matte finish on something like that because it just doesn't show up true to the color. So that's just my personal take. If you have deeper skin or you like a higher contrast lip, then disregard. Ooh, wait, does that have a smell? Oh, it does. It smells like sunscreen. Yuck. Sorry. It smells like coconut. Blech. That is a polarizing smell. I have one Chanel lip here, and it is in Boy. And again, it's gonna be kind of like Lorna Doone, like, is it gonna show up at all? Yeah, Boy is a lot like Lorna Doone, except it's a little bit cooler, but like, it's so, I mean, it's just like the light has to catch it just right. It's this just beautiful gray taupe. It's just lovely. It's so wonderful, and it's very specific. I did an entire makeup look that was like this and Gone Greige from Maybelline. God, y'all, I'm the worst. I can't even, L'Oreal? I don't even know what the drugstore brands are. Like, who makes this? I don't know. It's on a display at Walgreens, like whatever. Yeah, I did a whole look with that, and then with the Chanel Fall Blush in Mauve, the Equinox blush. And it was another example of casting my entire face in a tone, like in one tonal look that was all in this kind of mauvey, grayish, beige kind of color. And it's like, as it's going on, you're a little nervous. You're like, am I gonna look like concrete at the end? And then when it all comes together, it's like, yeah, wait, that really works. Like, it's a pretty fun video to watch come together. I enjoyed that one a lot. And this is just a very magical color because they had the audacity to put that much gray in it, but it's like super sheer and it's actually kind of sparkly. It's a really interesting formula. I like it a lot. All right, let's do some LH Cosmetics here. We have 3 LH Cosmetics. She really, I gotta hand it to Linda Hallberg. She can put a nuanced nude in a lip color, and these formulas are really sheer and easy to wear. This particular one, this is the Fantastic. It's a pun. So first we have here Kiss of Life. Kiss of Life, a little bit more peach and a little bit more pigment than the other ones that I'm about to show. So then we have Pink Opal, which is mauve by comparison, but they're all really balmy. It's actually a really nourishing balm, and it has SPF 15 in it, which I'm usually like, really? Don't put SPF 15 in something? But like a lip color, nothing has SPF in it. Like, put SPF in your lip color. That's fantastic. And it doesn't taste bad. So that's gonna be your more peachy one. That's gonna be your more mauvey one. And then we have Topaz, which is just one of the like, are you freaking kidding me colors? Or it's like, you know, is it even there? Wow, it's really very similar to Victoria Beckham Bikini, which I will swatch, which is a gloss, because I mean, it really is like a glaze, like a taupe glaze. It's, I mean, it's definitely got a little bit more brown in it, but it's not pink, and it's super translucent, which just means that it's gonna like cast a really beautiful shade across your lips. It's not gonna appear like, it's gonna kind of like Boy, you know, it's not gonna look like you're wearing a lip product necessarily. It's one of my favorites. When you're so fair and you're such like so low contrast, like this is paradise because it's just so easy to wear. This is really tingly. Like I'm a little worried because it's also so expired. The things I do for this channel. Do we have any? Yes, okay, so we have the About Face lip color butters. I couldn't find Kiwi Fuzz. I have the cranberries, I have Kiwi Fuzz, never mind, I found it. Everything's fine. And then I have Date Me. So this is a fantastic formula that is quite affordable. Again, it's in that sort of delivery system where it's like, is it going to just bleh out of the tube? Because it's so glossy. It almost doesn't belong in this, but it does, it works. So this is Date Me. This is gonna be quite brown, quite deep brown. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a perfect chocolatey brown. It doesn't have quite as much pink in it as a chocolate brown would actually. It's like so neutral. It's like super, super neutral. And then we have Kiwi Fuzz, which is a very easy color for me to wear as far as like, you know, a statement lip goes. Because it's just so neutral. And these do also sheer out really beautifully. Like they have a fair amount of pigment to them, but they're so glossy balmy. And that's what I would compare them to, is the balmy glosses from Hourglass. But the only difference, while they don't have the plumping in them, and they also smell like peach rings. So that's something that you really gotta get past because it'll just slap you upside the head. It's wild. It's really, really a strong smell. And then that is, what did we say that one was? The cranberries. And it's going to, again, have that kind of cranberry color to it, that like a desaturated red, but it's quite deep. It's so rich. They're beautiful. I said I was going to swatch some Victoria Beckham. So these are my two favorite Victoria Beckham neutral brown shades that she does. And I did run across Picante. For those of you who had been like living on the edge of your seat ever since you thought I lost Picante, it was over there in the drawer. I just didn't see it the first time. So that's welcome to my life. But we have my favorite. This is my favorite. This is my favorite, period. End of story. Like this is my favorite lip gloss that like exists. It's just the easiest one for me to wear. And this is Victoria Beckham Bikini. Wow, it's going over here with all of her friends that are barely visible. This one, you can see how these are like very, very similar. Bikini is actually has a little bit more color to it because it's a different kind of formula, but it's super, super similar to Topaz from LH Cosmetics, but you know, two very similar colors in two very different formulas. And then we have Poolside, which I think that Poolside does the same thing as Bikini, but for a slightly deeper skin tone. They both have the same amount of kind of neutrality to them. It's just that one's been richened up so much and one's been kind of blanked out so much. So they have similar effects for different skin tones, or you could wear this one like White Russian from Buxom if you have like a deeper skin tone, wear it with a lip liner or something. And then this is just more of a statement lip on me. We are getting into some stuff that's like probably gonna be close to invisible. I pulled two of the Rhode lip balms. This one's gonna be easy to see, but not this one. This is actually the one. This is Toast. Put it right here. Toast is probably my fave. It's just like a nice pinky beige. Super easy to wear. Like I said, like these are going to be almost invisible. And then I've never even used this one. This is I bought this Espresso shade. It's funny that like all that looks silly. All the dark ones are on this side. I look like I have a mustache on this side, and then this side is all the fair ones. Looks like I just went willy-nilly with my blush. Any hoodles, yeah. It's a really easy formula to like, the Rhode lip balms, because they have so little pigment to them that like, you know, if you just like the formula, the colors are not inconsequential, but just like very easy to wear. Another one that's really easy to wear. This is, again, like really khaki. This is Milk Tea from Kaja. Like who? Where is she? I don't know. It's a super translucent beigey pink. It's just absolutely gorgeous and such a great formula. And ooh, it smells nice. It kind of smells like icing, like vanilla icing. I will take that all day long. All day long. I want my lip gloss to smell like something I want to eat. That doesn't necessarily mean that I want it to, you know, smell like Bath and Body Works or something, but like that's why vanilla is so much more appealing to me than like flowers. I don't want to eat flowers. I don't want to do that. Spam risk. Hey bestie. I have another Kaja here. This is the Love Swipe in Swipe Right. Wow. And this is a liquid lip balm formula. This does have quite a bit of pigment by comparison, and it's gonna be a lot more red. It's actually like not my favorite, just because I do wish that it was as nuanced as the outside packaging, but it's not. It's a lot more orange. I was like a little bit disappointed by the shades. It's fruity smelling. It's nice. But, you know, that might be your shade. Next, we have Mickey from RMS. This is the only one in this collection that I feel like even began to qualify as like a brown. So, don't slip anyone a Mickey, but yeah, it kind of fits in that family. It's rusty. It's brown, but it's rusty, and this is one of the weirdest formulas of all time. It is quite a bold lip when it goes on, and it does sort of go full saturation, right? But it has this like wet thing to it, and it's almost a little bit tingly. But when you use it, it feels like those powders that are infused with water, like they're wet when you put them on, and like there's water going around in the bottom of them. That's what this is. I've never experienced anything like it before. They're really, really strange. I will say, like, all of RMS's shades when they did this are just kind of a little too pink for me. This is the only one that I found to be appealing, and you can see why. Armani! Now this is just the one, you know. The other one, the little sample, God knows where that thing is, y'all. No idea. No idea. But I like this shade better, and the other one was more like of a mauve, and it was more of a matte, and it's just not my thing. This is 102 in the Lip Power Cream. They have a Lip Power Cream, and they have one that's a matte, and this one is just the one. It was like something I bought almost sight unseen. Like, I didn't try it on before I bought it. You can see, it just like fits right in with everything else. I will say, it's almost a little too light for me. Like, I do want to wear a lip liner with it a lot of times, but it's such a beautiful, comfortable formula, and the component is fantastic. Like, it's just really weighty. You don't lose track of it. It's very memorable. It's very like substantial when you're using it. And there's no scent. Aw, thanks Armani. Wow, that's so nice of you. Thank you. I'd rather have no scent than roses. Okay, I have one from Glossier, and that is in Ember. Ember is gonna go right here. It's gonna start completing my goatee over here. Oh, okay, no. Wow, I thought Ember was brown. It's like purple. I mean, sure, it kind of goes with these, but it's for a cool toned, deep skin tone if you want it to be a nude for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna kind of pull like purpley red on just about anybody, but it's really, really pretty. I do like this formula. We've talked about this in the past. There is kind of like a hard dividing line in terms of how people feel about the Glossier shade ranges, especially with their color cosmetics. And I'm just the one that falls on the side of being like, they're too on the nose. You know, there's just not enough nuance to them. There's not enough gray to them. There's not enough, I want some grunge. And they're just like never grungy enough for me. So this is definitely not grungy enough for me. This is a surprisingly grungy color. This is Bamboo Pink from Clinique, okay? And it's got this weird little like hydration reservoir in the middle of it. And the thing that I didn't like about this is that it's metallic. Like, it actually does have quite a lot of like a metallic finish to it. It's like a lot of glitter for your lips, but it's kind of like Boy. It really is. It's like, I didn't know that until I put it on. It really looks like a much more saturated version of Boy. And so you could wear it really thinly and it would probably do something similar. Again, that's Bamboo Pink. I love the component. It also doesn't have a scent. God bless. The thing about a metallic lip like this, since this wears so lightly on the lips, you take a metallic lip that looks real dated, right? You throw a clear lip gloss on top of it. Like the Victoria Beckham clear gloss, anything that's got like some presence to it, that's gonna give you like a different, you know, like a really good finish and actually still preserve the color on your lips. Game changer. So beautiful. It's like a life hack. A metallic lip with a lip gloss on top. It's just off the charts. It like takes something that is kind of old-fashioned looking and makes it look freaking incredible. It's ridiculous. I do. I like that one. I kind of wish that I wore it more because it really does. It's like very similar to Boy. Kosas! The only one that I found that even came close was Vegas. Yeah. It's a very, very pretty color. Quite orange by comparison to a lot of these, you know? You're not talking about like something that's going to just blend directly into my skin or be the easiest thing for me to wear. I do like the new formula. I think that they reformulated because the old ones were slippier, but I do miss the old packaging. I loved the old Kosas lipstick packaging, the all black. Oh, it was so sexy. But yeah, I mean, I really like them. I've done an entire swatching video of all of the shades on my Instagram if you want to check that out. And I think that Kosas just does a really good job on lip products in general. What is that? That is a Glow Paradise in Beige Eden. Okay, L'Oreal. I think I bought this for like a, you know, drugstore dupes video or something. That's nice. It's a little pink for me, but it's a good formula. It's really pretty. I think somebody said that it was like a dupe for the YSL Candy Glaze, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's not even close. So yeah, it's fine. Again, like drugstore just like goes in one ear, not the other for me. I am done apologizing about it. House of Sillage. This is so gorgeous. What is this shade called? Oh, what is the point, Khaki, if you don't know the shade? Okay, it's called Velvet Nude. I was like, oh no! It's printed on the side. So they all come in these little cartridges, and then you have to put the cartridges into a lipstick case. So this is Velvet Nude, and I adore this formula. I adore this color. That's why I chose this one for my lipstick case. And their stuff smells like vanilla. God bless them. God bless House of Sillage for making such beautiful lipsticks. If you are ever, I mean, sure, the lipstick cases themselves are $200, which is wild. But if you are ever in the market for like finding your perfect nude lipstick, House of Sillage is gonna have it. They have such a freaking array of lipstick colors in the most beautiful, nuanced colors. Like just such beautiful, wearable nudes for every skin tone. They really nail it. It's just good stuff. It's really good. And I personally find this to be the ideal shape for applying lipstick. I mean, I like a little baby one too. Like I love the little, you know, Virginia Slim style, but like that rounded kind of shape, you don't need any more pretense than that for me. Like that's the shape of what I want to put on my lips, basically. And they're real pretty. Speaking of little Virginia Slims, I have one here from LYS. This is the shade Moody. And I believe this is a matte lip, I believe. Ooh, it's pretty. It's definitely, I think I bought this because I chose this shade, I mean, because it looked a little bit more mauve. And I think at the time I was a little bit disappointed because I was like, wow, that's actually pretty like deep. But the reason that it's deep is because it's matte and it's going to be higher contrast because it absorbs light. Blah. Oh, does that have a scent? Let's see. No. Which is great. Good for them. LYS is a great brand. They make beautiful formulas, and they actually, all of their matte formulas, I feel like their matte blushes and everything like that, like all their stuff is really good for people who need a little bit more oil control, and it's Black owned, so I mean their stuff is going to be more friendly to deeper skin tones, which is fantastic. And so, you know, this not being my ideal formula in this color doesn't really like disappoint me that much because it's not, you know, specifically for me, but it is beautiful. I love the case, and like, it's a nice formula for what it is. It's just a little bit too much for what I was wanting out of this color. Next we have the Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Liquid Lip Balm, and this is one of my favorite things in the world. I believe this is a repurchase. I think I've used one up and already repurchased it. No, this is the old one because it smells expired. So this is what actually inspired me to make a limoncello scented lip gloss when I did my Finding Ferdinand Summer Abroad collection, is because now it doesn't have it anymore. But these used to be limoncello scented and they were so amazing. And so now they took the scent out, so it's like, okay, go get you one on Finding Ferdinand. But Nana is such an amazing color. Again, it's like that completely like audaciously gray sort of color. And it's funny, I was out to dinner with my sister, and my sister is a fashion blogger. She has a newsletter, you know, very, very high in fashion. And when she pulls out makeup a lot of times, it'll be something that like I'm familiar with that she's kind of stumbled on her own because she follows a lot of different influencers and things like that. And she pulled a lip gloss out at dinner, you know, after we were done eating. And I was like, is that Westman Atelier Nana? And she like looks at it, she's like, yeah. Or maybe it's Garcon, I can't remember, but either way, I like named the one that she had in her hand. It was really funny. It was hilarious. Okay, we have a few left here. This one's really important. This is Nude de Soleil from Surratt. Now, while I love this and I love the color, and again, it's that same kind of like delivery system where you're like, is it even viscous enough to be in here? This is so beautiful. Whatever happens in here, I think there's just too much white pigment because it gives you the white ring of death. It will, pretty quickly, it'll give you that line on the inside of your lip. And so it's like, I would far more recommend any of the LH Cosmetics ones or the Hourglass or any of these ones that I mentioned, like the Victoria Beckham or something like that over this one, just because, I don't know, I can't in good conscience be like, yeah, go buy it. It's like such an incredible color, but it's gonna give you that, within like an hour. All right, we got two more and like just enough room on my face. I don't know how I did that, y'all. I literally go on luck. I go on dumb luck. So here we have the Glaze, the No. 7 Glaze Lip Oil in Cookie. Hello, I'm running out of words, from In Beauty Project. This one smells fantastic. It smells like cake. And it's a little bit yellow for me, unfortunately. Do you see that? It's like a little bit like caramel colored for me. It looks like it's gonna be pinker in the tube, and then it's quite kind of like caramel orangey brown on me. Not my favorite. I think people are like really in love with these, and like good for y'all. I'm glad that people love them. I just haven't really found one that like just blows my mind yet. And then the last one here is so random. This is Olivia Palermo. Not that she's random, I think she's a delight, but it's just like I haven't talked about this in so long. This is the matte lipstick in Rosebud. And it's so mauve compared to everything else on my face. Like maybe kind of falls into this category, but it's like, yeah, it almost technically doesn't even apply to the category. So there you go. This is a lovely formula. It's very creamy, it's very pretty, but like it is a little bit too mauve for me, and it tends to go pink because, like I said, it works against my undertones, and so my undertones will cancel out the purple. If what's left behind is not beige, what's left behind is pink. So it's like I would wear this if I were going for a pink lip, which I almost never am. There we go. What do y'all think? Yeah? Yeah? Is this the vibe? I'm going for owl. I always feel like when I get all the browns on my face, I look like I'm dressing up as an owl. Woo woo. Okay, that's enough from me. I hope y'all found this valuable. I will, as usual, put everything linked down below and timestamps. Future Khaki hates me for committing to that. But if y'all found this valuable, please do give it a thumbs up and pass it along to other people that you think might find it valuable. I've gotten feedback that this is my most valuable, my most helpful kind of video, which makes it all worth it for me to look this foolish by the end of it. So yeah, definitely make use of it however you see fit. And I appreciate y'all being here. If you are new here, cool people, subscribe. Subscribe if you're cool, it'd be cool if you did. I will put a video up here that I think you will enjoy if you liked this one. The school bus is here. That's what you hear. One of my neighbors drives a school bus, so that's what you're hearing right now. Thank you all so much for watching and for hanging out with me today as I blather on about different browns and beiges. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.